Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Now, throughout Princess Sophia's TV series, we've seen many different kinds of dragons, like the cute and hyper Crackle, the wise Everburn, along with the other dragons of the Misty Palisades like Flambeau, Smokely, Hobwing, and Nightlight, and the friendly Willowwing from Brazendale. But have you ever thought there could ever be a criminal dragon? Well, that's the subject of my blog today. So, airing on television on March 11th, 2016, this is Bad Little Dragon. And now, on for the plot of the episode. In this, Princess Sophia and Princess Vivian are having a sleepover at the latter's castle. And while they're out picking squishberries, they find a baby dragon, take him home, and name him Crispy. Soon, everybody is gushing over Crispy, much to Crackle's jealousy. But then, Crackle finds out that Crispy isn't what he appears. He's really a grown-up dragon out to steal the castle jewels. Soon, he's pulling the stunts and pinning the blame on Crackle. So, what are my thoughts on this episode? Well, to be quite honest, the story was a bit cliched and some parts were predictable, but overall, it was pretty good. Just not one of my favorites, though. And to further explain what I'm talking about, let's move on to Mustang notes. The episode was written by Vivian Maya, who had written for Ugly Betty and Imagination Movers. Plus, the moral of this episode is, never go for looks alone and always find the facts. Which to me, almost reminds me of what Fievel had to learn in the fourth American Tail movie, Mystery of the Night Monster. Now, what are my thoughts on the animation? Well, in my opinion, the CGI animation is still excellent, and I think it's pretty sweet that this is the second episode taking place at Zumaria Castle, which was where Vivian and her family moved to about 5 episodes prior. Plus, this is the fourth time where Team TO produced for Sophia's series instead of Toei Animation. The previous times were The Fleagle Has Landed, All the Sprite Moves, and Sophia and Elvenmore. Also, this is the third episode to feature a sleepover. The first being the big sleepover, and the second being the curse of Princess Ivy. Lastly to mention, this episode is similar to the horror movie Orphan, where the villain appears as a child, but is revealed to be an adult. And it's also pretty similar to the Wallace and Gromit short, The Wrong Trousers, which features a twist criminal and an animal who becomes jealous of him before his true intentions are revealed. And now, let's talk about the episode's song, You're the Cutest Thing, which is sung by Sofia and Vivian, who both mommy Crispy, while Crackle tries to get their attention. In my opinion, this is a pretty sweet song, and I find it pretty cute that the word zing is featured in the lyrics. Just when I thought that Hotel Transylvania was the only animated franchise to use that word. Plus, I think Crackle's verses make her pretty understandable and sympathetic. And now let's move on to the characters and the voice actors who brought them to life. Princess Sophia is voiced by Ariel Winter, whom was a young Kyrie in the Kingdom Hearts game series, Marina in Jake and the Neverland Pirates, a few of Thumper's sisters in Bambi 2, Marlene in the complete version of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, young Trixie in Speed Racer, Penny Peterson in DreamWorks' Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and Smurf Lily in Smurf's The Lost Village. As usual, Sophia is a kind, smart, brave, and compassionate princess. And during this episode, Sophia has been invited to a sleepover at Vivian's castle in Zumaria, and they find a baby dragon named Crispy while picking squishberries in the woods. But later, after Crackle was punished, Sofia was alerted about Crispy's true nature thanks to Clover, and she confronts the thieving rascal. Also, my favorite scenes involving Sofia were the part where she uses her shrinking ability to get out of the jewel room after Crispy locks her inside, and the part where she tells Vivian the truth about Crispy after he got captured by Crackle. Our main character, Crackle, is voiced by Ellie Kemper, whom was Katie in the Secret Life of Pets movies, Smurf Blossom in Smurfs the Lost Village, and Pam McKenzie in Home Sweet Home Alone. To me, Crackle is still an adorable, loud, hyperactive, and outgoing dragon. She also gets jealous around anyone when they are near someone she cares about or when they grab all the attention. And this episode is no exception. After Vivian and Sofia take in a baby dragon named Crispy, not only does Crackle become jealous of the little rascal, but she soon discovers that Crispy is in reality an adult dragon using his cutesy looks to steal from the castle jewel room. Plus, Crackle gets into all kinds of trouble courtesy of Crispy, right up to the point where she decides to leave Vivian, which kind of makes me think of Pluto during Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas. Thankfully, at the end of the episode, Crackle uses her blanket to capture Crispy and hang him on top of the castle door. Next up is Crackle's mistress, Princess Vivian, voiced by Sabrina Carpenter, best known from Girl Meets World, Milo Murphy's Law, and Adventures in Babysitting. In my eyes, while I do think that Vivian is a sweet and, nowadays, confident and social princess, I didn't really like that she was ignoring Crackle after taking in Crispy, and she blames Crackle for eating Chef Pietro's squishberry pies and scorching her new mandolin and hurting Crispy. But thankfully, after Crackle runs away, Vivian realizes that she's been too harsh on her, and she goes out to apologize for the way she's been treating her. Next is Sofia's rabbit friend, Clover, voiced by Wayne Brady, whom was in Clifford's Really Big Movie, Stuart Little 3, and Food Fight. In my eyes, Clover is still one of my favorite characters in Sofia's TV show, and I like that he has a nice friendship chemistry with Crackle. During this episode, while Clover didn't at first believe that Crispy was a thief, and he shrugged Crackle off as being jealous, he becomes convinced upon witnessing Crispy eating a squishberry pie and flying off towards the jewel room. Plus, I like the part where Clover alerts Sofia about what he and Crackle had discovered, and the part where he suggests her to use her amulet while she was locked up in the jewel room. The last character to talk about is Crispy, voiced by Mick Wingert, who has voiced several other characters in Sofia's TV show, along with Cutler Beckett in Kingdom Hearts 3, Mr. Wilkinson in the horrendous Tom and Jerry and Willy Wonka crossover, and Slappy in Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween. Now, while he does seem like a cute, innocent baby dragon, in reality, Crispy is a no-good crook who is wanted from Zumaria to Corinthia, and he gets what he wants by acting cute, pretending to be a baby, and stealing. He also has the, yeah, see, speech patterns of a 1920s gangster. Plus, Crispy seems like a mix of Finnick from Zootopia, Esther Coleman from The Orphan, and Feathers McGraw from The Wrong Trousers. His evil plan is to rob Zumaria Castle's jewel room and get rid of Crackle by getting her in trouble. And now, on to my final words. Overall, Bad Little Dragon was a pretty good episode, but not one of my favorites. Sure, the animation is good. The plot where a character gets blamed for something they didn't do has been done many times, but it's handled pretty well here. Crackle is a likable, relatable, and sympathetic character. Sofia was decent, due to her being alerted by Clover about what was actually happening, and her amulet really came in handy when she got caught in a trap. Vivian was very harsh due to how she's been treating Crackle. The villain Crispy is quite a crafty character in the way he manipulates his environment, making him entertaining and intelligent. Lastly, this episode ties into a pretty nice moral on listening to others. As for my rating, I'll give it an 86% out of 100. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me next time where we look at an episode where Vivian is being manipulated by a famous magical musician. Mustang Power.